Hi, I am Claire, and I recently did a community post of what my community wanted to see me build, and the winning vote was a modern loft, and that is what we are going to be doing today. So it's a modern loft for 1 to 2 Sims, and I wanted to incorporate some earthy elements. So I have some gray-green counters in the kitchen and some light wood floors, and I just wanted this to feel a very bright and open space in here. And so we are just going to be adding some bar stools. Again, want to add some earthy tones with the wooden bar stools, and we are going to be using a lot of the Dream Home Decorator pack in this build, and as well as the Eco Lifestyle pack. So if you have those two packs, definitely check out this build. I do use some other packs. This isn't a pack restricted build. If you do have pack restricted build ideas for me, please leave them down in the comments. I would love to hear them, and I would love to try and do them. And so we are just going to be now adding some upper cabinet, upper storage, and I wanted it to match the counters, and so it's the same color from the same pack, and we are just going to be adding some shelves. I just wanted it to have an easier place for me to add some decoration because this window I chose looked like there would be like stuff in it. And so I just wanted it to be easier, maybe also easier for your Sims to hypothetically grab. They can't actually like, get things off of the shelf, but it's also just kind of nice for decoration. And if they were able to grab some things off shelves, it's easy accessibility. And so we are just going to be decorating this shelf. I don't really know why I've been on a shelf kitchen recently, but if you've seen my last few videos, you know have put in a lot of shelves in my kitchen, at least for like the last 2, 3 videos maybe. And so we are just going to be adding some decorations, some pictures up on this, and we're just going to be adding some spices. I felt like it was important to keep this footage in. I was honestly going to cut this out, but it might be relaxing for some of you guys just to see this stuff go up. I know it's sometimes relaxing for me to watch people landscape in The Sims. I do not feel like I'm a good landscaper in The Sims, and so I just try to show you the interiors and like the backyards, but not so much like placing down every single plant. And I do prefer doing interiors than exteriors, and so I prefer to take my time with the exteriors and figure out all of like the wallpapers and like tile and stuff, and then I can show you the pretty stuff like the counters and the couches and the beds. And so we are just going to be finishing up this shelf and just going to be adding just a few more things just to make this area feel full and lived in. And we are using medium walls on this first level, and so I thought it'd be fun to add some extra storage up on top. And now we are just going to be adding a rug, or I should probably make rugs, make it plural, because there's one on the front door, the back door, and in the kitchen. They're all in the same swatch. These are from Base Game, and I just thought it would help make the space more cohesive since it is a open concept floor plan down here. And so we are just going to be adding just a few things on the counter. Didn't really want to look too cluttered down here since I put it so much up on the shelf, but I do feel like they're like, paper towels that should be more easier to get to than like knives or a cookbook. And so we are just going to be going and adding a picture right here on the back door. I just felt like I needed something, a little pop of darkness right there since these walls are white. I like the texture this wallpaper gives, and so we are now just going to be adding a picture and just kind of going to see if I need to add anything else. I do add some aprons and these pans, and I just felt like it is turned out to be a very good space in here. And so here's the last rug, the one to match the rest of the rugs, and I just really like how it brings some consistency, but it also brings some different colors. And so we are going to now be adding some pictures, and I feel like those pictures are like the pictures you want to like add your own pictures to. So I did switch it out, and I do actually add them upstairs into the bathroom. And so now we are going to be working on a little living room space, maybe a den. I do sink this living room down just to add some separation between the kitchen and the living room and the office, and you'll see that in a moment. But I wanted to add these green couch to kind of match the TV console and to give more of that earthy tone that matches the kitchen cabinets and counters. And so we are just going to be adding a bookshelf from the City Living pack. That pack has a lot of good modern items, and so I wanted to use them in this build. And so I didn't want to over clutter this bookshelf, just wanted to add some small things like this plant that I was struggling to place. And so we are just going to be adding another bookshelf on the same wall as the TV. Honestly, when I was building this, I wasn't thinking like these bookshelves are very close together, but maybe the sim is a bookworm. I was also maybe thinking the sim to be a neat sim since it's just so low clutter. And so we are just going to be adding some shelves up and down, and just going to be adding some little boxes to put in the cubbies above the TV. And I just felt like I added some stuff to it, just made add some more textures to this space. And now we are just going to be adding just some other decorations in the cubby holes on the bookshelf part of the TV console. And I really thought it'd be fun to add a little gaming spot. I was watching a video by Molly Burke, and I thought it was cool. She was doing this video of a blind gamer teaching her how to game. If you didn't know, she is blind, and but she also does like fashion videos and cool things like that. And I'm like, I'm watching this gaming video, I'm playing a game. I feel like there should be a gaming console in this house. And I was also kind of imagining the sim to maybe be a loner, maybe an introvert, and so having like a spot for them to game. I thought that would be really fun, and so we are just going to be adding just some more clutter. Wanted this space to feel very homey, and so now we are just going to be going and adding a basket. During this video, I was thinking of maybe doing another house similar to this, but for a very minimalistic modern sim. Please let me know down in the comments if you would like to see that. It would really help me to know what you want to see me build. I did also recently get a horse ranch pack. I was trying to wait, but I was seeing so many videos and thumbnails, and I'm like, this looks really cool for my gameplay. And I feel like I do a lot of like family homes, and I feel like maybe doing a ranch family home would be fun. So let me know down in the comments, like a family, like should be the grandma and grandpa, and should there be like one or three kids. And so let me know down like a family you have in mind for a horse ranch, and I will design them a house. And so we are just now going to be decorating the desk area. I wanted this area to feel like the sim can just like easily reach and grab a book or grab their pencil. And so we are also just going to be adding a little chest area, so there is a spot for your Sims to gain knowledge skill, I'm pretty sure. And so we are just going to be using the one from City Living and going to be also adding a picture, and the chairs are from City Living. But I did also want to have a little plant wall to bring in some of that earthiness. I feel like if the Sim did video conference calls with like a wood background and some plants, that would look really cool. Also having like a window to bring in some natural light, that would be like a good like conference call type of deal. And so now we are just in the half bath on the first floor, so it's just a toilet and a sink, and I thought it'd be cool to add this one from the Eco Lifestyle. As I said, I was imagining him to be introvert or a loner, but if they did have guests over, that sink would be a good like talking point. Like, ooh, I love that sink, and so we are just going to be going back into the living room. I realized I forgot to add curtains, and I thought a space for the cat would be a good idea, just so the cat can have a little privacy, a little spot for the cat to hang out while you hang out and play video games maybe. And so we are just going to be changing the swatches. I wanted to go for like a light swatch, but I'm like, oh wait, there's like floors kind of light, and so I ended up going for a dark swatch because it pops more. And I also forgot to add a food bowl, and now we are just going to be on the second level, and the first thing I add is another cat tree, and going to be adding a bed from the Dream Home Decorator pack. And I feel like we just needed to have a little bit smaller of a cat tree, and so we're just going to be adding some side tables. I wanted this to be simple on the bed to bring some minimalism into this area, and so I just add these little lights, and I like how this turned out, bringing the cat bed closer and another bookshelf. So this sim is definitely a bookworm, and now we are just going to be adding curtains, and I thought it'd be fun to add green. I knew I couldn't match like the same color on the bed sheet on the bed, and so I just kind of went for like, yep, I know it's not going to match, but I'm going to embrace it. And so we are just going to be adding a rug just to give a little texture into the space. And now we are in the bathroom, so this is kind of like an ensuite in a way, since this is the only room on the second floor. And so this bathroom is just kind of like a line of bathroom things. Like, there's not really much like on the other wall. I wanted this bathroom to be accessible, and I knew it would be accessible without having to get a sim to playtest this. So it was just easier to have it all lined up. And I don't know why, but I feel like recently all my bathrooms have been in the front of the house. Like the bathroom, like the room with the cool window is usually the bathroom. Let me know if you guys are the same way, please. And so we are just going to go out in the backyard up on this balcony. I was thinking about adding a hot tub, but then I got some flashbacks of my previous neighbors and their hot tub, and I'm like, no, I can't add a hot tub. If you don't know, I and my family have recently moved, and so my past few videos have been a little bit rough just because I didn't have Wi-Fi, and so I just couldn't bring myself to add a hot tub. I'm like, no, we moved away from the hot tub, can't add it back in, and so we are just going to be making a little seating area and going to be adding some lounge chairs. I feel like if I put them together, then it kind of looks like a day bed or like a bed that could be outside without like making it like, oh, there's definitely a bed out there. And so we are just now going to be going in the front of the house and this balcony area. I feel like it has a lot of good lighting, and so I wanted to add some art easels and just a little chair to enjoy the nice sun and bring in some of that sun. And the last two things they're going to add are some planter boxes, and I felt like the patio was a little small, so I wanted to add some more siding on the side. And so I did forget to add a litter box, but we are doing that now, and we are getting close to the screenshots. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you do, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Also turn on the bells. I post new videos every single Tuesday, and so please make sure to also follow me over on Instagram. I'll see y'all next week. Bye.